Good morning, lovelies. 8 something or other, Dr. Lucy here, obviously from Real Life Medicine. This morning, I just want to talk a little bit about fasting. So I'm doing two cameras, so I'm doing a bit of this and this. But I was looking at a post from Ben Bickman, who is a phenomenal low carb, he's a researcher and he loves researching stuff to do with low carb and in particular insulin. Now, in the paper that he was talking about, it was looking at fasting. And for those of you who follow us know that we really love talking about fasting. But fasting, it's not as simple as fasting. There's lots of nuances to it. There's lots of things we need to be mindful of, in particular people with eating disorders or disordered eating. They're two separate things. And just being very mindful of the complexities of a human. So we are complex creatures. And, yes, we're all mammals, but I often think about the life of a dog or the life of a cat and think, yeah, we're more complex than that. Anyway, the summary of his talk was looking at some data if you're American, and basically talking about your fasting window. So your window in which you eat. And the data is fairly conclusive that the maximal benefits are when you eat, when you have a morning eating window. So you might eat breakfast and maybe a lunch and miss your dinner. But here's the thing, right? That might be ideal and optimal for a publication, but it doesn't always work for humans. So humans are social creatures. The majority of us convene in the evening for our meal. It's really important. It's important to be part of a family unit if you're in a family unit. And so for a lot of the other benefits that won't be measured in this paper, the idea of community, of bringing people together, of being part particularly of your family, and in particular parents who have children with disordered eating, it's really important to keep that in mind. So as the person, you might be sitting there having your family meal and the mum's not eating. And it's like, why aren't you eating, mum? I'm fasting. Well, again, it's so nuanced. We've got to be really, really careful with some of the advice, because what is on paper doesn't necessarily work to what is in real life. And the other thing I would say is that we know fasting is good, but what a lot of people will do, because we're stuck in perfectionism, which is, if I can't do it perfectly, then I just won't bother. So if I can't do the breakfast and lunch, then I'm just not going to do it. And in fact, really, what I would say is that something is good enough. Like good enough. We need to get more comfortable with good enough. So for me, I don't have breakfast. I have lunch sometimes I don't. I generally have dinner. It's very rare that I wouldn't have dinner. The only time I mightn't have dinner is if I've had something like at 3:00. But part of our dinner is that it's part of our community. It's part of our thing. So if you were perhaps somebody who lives alone, if you were a early bird, so you might go to bed at, say, 8:00 or 9:00, then it's much easier for you to do the fasting, just breakfast and lunch. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Susan. Than it is to miss your dinner. So what I would say is, yep, data's helpful and it is good to know, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Doing something is better than doing nothing. And that data point is just looking at that one little bit. It doesn't look at the holistic health of human connection, the importance of a family meal if you're in a family, and the importance of modeling eating behaviors for children in particular who may be vulnerable or prone to eating disorders. That's it, lovelies. I guess the summary is, has to fit in with real life, as Millie's just said. It has to. If it doesn't fit in with your real life, it doesn't mean you're not doing it well enough. You are. You're just doing it for you. And that's what's important. Do it for you. All right, darlings, I'm off to workals today. I have got a beautiful favorite cup of coffee. I love this cup. It just makes me feel good. I hope you have the most wonderful day. I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that the doors to the 12-week Mind Body Rebalance close tomorrow night. I cannot tell you the number of people who then email us Monday or Tuesday and go, "Oh, I didn't know you had it on." I'm thinking, "Oh my God, Philly, I feel like I'm jamming it down your throat." But if you are interested, just get on and do it. That's the end. All right. Bye, darlings.